interrupts as well as interrupt nesting. So under vectored interrupts, so whenever an IO device becomes ready, it is going to request an interrupt to the processor by sending a special code called a vector code to the processor. So in case of interrupt nesting, so whenever a multiple IO devices becomes ready, so they are going to request an interrupt to the processor, but among the requested one, the one device which is having an highest priority is going to get a service from the processor. So these concepts was discussed in the previous lecture. Contents covered in this lecture are simultaneous request. So learning outcome. So after this lecture, so the students will have a better understanding of how the processor is going to provide a service to the multiple or simultaneous interrupt request. So this is the Bloom's taxonomy pyramid, so wherein we are going to understand the concepts how a simultaneous interrupt request is going to get service by the processor. So which device is going to get a service? So hence it is going to fall under the Bloom's taxonomy level number 2. So in case of simultaneous request, so we are supposed to consider a problem. Suppose when simultaneous arrivals of interrupt request from 2 or more devices is going to occur. So here the processor has to decide, so it should have some means of deciding which particular device has to get a service first. So as we have discussed in the previous lecture, so we can make use of a priority mechanism or priority scheme. So in case of priority scheme, the solution is straightforward. So that is, among the multiple devices which are going to request to the processor, interrupt request for the processor, so the one device which is having an highest priority is going to get a service. So not all the devices are going to get a service. So from the processor is not going to accept the interrupt request from all the devices. Only the devices which is having the highest priority is going to get a service. So that is, the processor is going to simply accept the request having the highest priority, whereas other devices are ignored by the processor. So this scheme, actually it is a straightforward one. So suppose if a multiple devices or several devices that are connected to the system are going to share a common interrupt request line. So now it requires a certain mechanism in order to service for the multiple or simultaneous interrupt request. So now one mechanism we have is polling mechanism. So certain different mechanisms are available. So among that, we have already discussed what is polling mechanism. So the polling mechanism, in case of polling mechanism, so if the processor is going to make use of a polling mechanism, it is going to poll the status register of the IO device to determine whether that particular device is requesting an interrupt. So it is going to check whether it is going to check each and every device. So whether that particular device is in the need of an service. So whether that particular device is requesting an interrupt or not. So likewise, each and every device will be checked by the processor. So this mechanism is called as a polling mechanism. So this mechanism was already discussed. So in this case, the priority is completely dependent by the order in which the devices are polled. The one device which is going to get polled for the first time is going to suppose if that particular device status bit is set to 1 automatically, then that device itself is going to get an highest priority, because that itself was the first device to check whether it is having it is requesting for an interrupt or not. So that is, in the polling scheme, the priority is completely determined by the order in which the devices are polled. So that is, which device is going to be checked for the first time. If at all its status bit is 1, then automatically it is going to get a service for the service immediately, even though the other devices are ready. So it is the one which even though the other devices which is having a highest priority, they are ignored in case of polling mechanism. So this is regarding polling scheme. So one more mechanism we have discussed in the previous lecture is vectored interrupts. So in case of vectored interrupts, it is opposite to a pooling mechanism. The processor is not at all going to check each and every IO devices whether it requires an service or not. So that is in case of vectored interrupt. As soon as an IO device becomes ready, that device itself is going to send an code, 4-bit or 8-bit code to the processor that it is ready to accept a service. So that is it has become ready. So it requires certain services. So that by that mechanism, that is in case of vectored interrupt, the device itself is going to send a special code to the processor. So that vectored interrupt is an opposite scheme for the polling scheme. So that is regarding vectored interrupts. So now one more scheme which we have discussed was interrupt nesting or priority scheme. So in case of priority mechanism, so we have a multiple IO device. Among the multiple IO devices, the one which is having a highest priority is going to get the service first, and the next priority will in the next device which is having this next level of priority is going to get the service later. So in the priority mechanism, so only the devices which are having the highest priority or higher priority can request for an interrupt. So that happens in case of priority arbitration, that is priority scheme. So the one more method we call it as a daisy chain scheme. So in case of daisy chain scheme, so devices are connected to form a daisy chain. So in this scheme, there is a single interrupt request line, INTR. It is common to all the IO devices that are connected. But the thing is that interrupt acknowledgement line, INTA. So as soon as there is an interrupt request from a IO device to the processor, if at all an processor is going to give a service, then the processor is going to give an acknowledgement that it is ready to give the service for that particular device. So in order to intimate that, so interrupt acknowledgement is required. So therefore interrupt request line, INTR, it is common to all the IO devices that are connected, whereas interrupt acknowledgement line, INTA, denoted as INTA, it is connected in the form of daisy chain. So that is, it is in the daisy chain fashion. So now when IO devices raise an interrupt request, so then automatically interrupt request line, INTR, is going to become activated. So now the processor has to provide a service for the requested device. So now the processor is going to respond by setting an interrupt acknowledgement line, that is an INTA line, to logic 1. So that is, no doubt that we have a common interrupt request line and acknowledgement line is in the form of daisy chain. So even though the multiple IO devices simultaneously, they might be generated an interrupt request, so all the interrupt requests are going to together follow in a common interrupt request line. So even though the multiple IO devices or simultaneously many IO devices are going to raise an interrupt request at the same time, so everything is going to follow in the same interrupt request line because we have a common interrupt request line, INTR, and we have a acknowledgement is connected in the form in case of daisy chain mechanism, acknowledgement line, that is INTA, it is connected in the form of daisy chain fashion. So now whenever an interrupt request line becomes activated, the processor is going to respond by setting an interrupt acknowledgement line to a logic 1. So now once an interrupt acknowledgement becomes acknowledgement line, that is INTA, becomes equal to 1, so this signal will be received by the device number 1. So now the daisy chain format connection of devices looks like this. So we have a multiple IO devices connected to the processor and we have a common interrupt request line. So all the IO devices are connected to a common interrupt request line. So in case of daisy chain, a multiple or simultaneous interrupt request can be allowed. So IO devices, as soon as become ready, they can be simultaneously or at the same time they can generate an interrupt request and everything is going to follow in the same common line, that is interrupt request line. So now, but the acknowledgement is connected from the processor. As soon as the processor is ready to provide a service for a particular IO device, so it has to give an acknowledgement that it is going to give a service to the device. So it is given in the that is acknowledgement indicates that, so once the interrupt request is accepted by the processor, it is going to give an acknowledgement with the help of an interrupt acknowledgement line. That interrupt acknowledgement line is denoted as an INTA. So INTA is connected in the form of daisy chain. So here in the figure you can see interrupt acknowledgement line. It is going to it is connected from processor to device 1, and later it is passed to device 2, and similarly it is passed to device n. So now the signal is received, that is interrupt acknowledgement line or interrupt acknowledgement signal, it will be received by the first device. So if at all the first device does not need a service, then that acknowledgement can be passed to the second device. So suppose if the first device has a request, it has requested for an interrupt, then automatically it is going to block the interrupt acknowledgement signal and proceeds to put its identifying code on the data bus. So therefore, once that service is over, once the first device is going to take the service, then it can pass that interrupt acknowledgement line, interrupt acknowledgement signal will be passed to the second device. So here in this way, so it can reach all the n number of devices. So here the thing is that the device that is electrically which is closest to the processor has the highest priority. The one which is very near to the processor is going to get a service. So therefore, in the daisy chain arrangement, the device that is electrically closest to the processor will be having the highest priority, and the second device along the chain has the second highest priority, and it continues, and that is it is so on. So now if this device does not require service, then acknowledgement line will be passed to the second device. If this is also if second device also does not require service, it will be passed to the third one. Suppose if device 1 requires a service, then it is going to take a service, and after that it will be passed on to second device. So this is how a daisy chain mechanism works. It will be having a common interrupt request line, whereas interrupt acknowledgement line, it is connected in the daisy chain fashion. So now let us make a comparison between daisy chain mechanism as well as interrupt priority mechanism. So in case of daisy chain, if you refer the figure, it requires less number of wires. So it takes less number of wires. So daisy chain requires less wire compared to the priority based mechanism. So in the previous lecture we have discussed priority mechanism, priority based scheme. So in case of priority scheme, we have an individual interrupt request line from every device, and we had an individual interrupt acknowledgement line to every device. So that is, in case of daisy chain, the number of wires required are less compared to the priority based mechanism. So interrupt priority scheme allows interrupt request only from some devices having a higher priority, not from all the devices. So if you refer with the interrupt priority scheme, it says that it is going to only accept the interrupt request from the devices which is having a highest priority, and it is not going to receive the interrupt request from all the devices. But in case of daisy chain, interrupt request is accepted from all the devices, but the thing is that the device which is very closest to the processor will be going to get a service first. That itself will be having a highest priority. So simultaneously all the devices can raise an interrupt request, whereas in case of interrupt priority, it is not allowed. All the IO devices cannot raise an interrupt request. Only the devices which are having an highest priority has to raise an interrupt. So but in case of daisy chain, all the IO devices can raise an interrupt request. So that is but the priority will be provided, or service will be provided in case of daisy chain. The one device which is very near to the processor is going to have an highest priority, and it is going to get a service. So that is and one more thing is that in case of daisy chain there is no individual interrupt request line and interrupt acknowledgement line, hence a number of wires are less compared to the priority scheme. So this is comparison between daisy scheme as well as interrupt priority scheme. So now in order to overcome the as we have discussed with the comparison between these two mechanisms, so now we are supposed to come with a proper solution. So hence when IO devices were organized into a priority structure, so each device had its own interrupt request and own interrupt acknowledgement line. So that is, we had a separate interrupt request line and interrupt acknowledgement line. So when IO devices were organized in the form of a daisy chain fashion, the devices are going to share a common interrupt request line and interrupt acknowledgement line will be propagated throughout the devices. So thus, in order to find a proper solution, we are going to make a combination of both priority based mechanism as well as daisy chain mechanism. So thus, a combination of priority structure and daisy chain mechanism can also be used. So in the combination says that the devices needs to be organized in the form of groups, wherein each group is assigned a different priority level, and all the devices within a single group can share a common interrupt request line and are connected in the form of daisy chain. So first objective is, when we are trying to combine both the technology, that is priority mechanism as well as daisy chain mechanism. So in case of priority, we know that the device which is having an highest priority has to get service first. So therefore it is required, in case of priority mechanism, it is required to assign a priority level for each and every device. Whereas in case of daisy chain, so here we will be making use of less number of wires. So that is, we are going to make use of a common interrupt request line. So that's why, so we say that devices are required to be organized in the form of groups, wherein each group has to be assigned a priority level, different priority level. So it is going to each and every group needs to be assigned with a priority level. So this is going to follow priority mechanism, priority based mechanism, and all the IO devices within each single group need to have a common interrupt request line. So here's come the point with the daisy chain. So therefore, and hence we say that and they are connected in the form of daisy chain. So now this is the arrangement of priority groups. So it is a combination of both priority mechanisms as well as daisy chain mechanism. So we have multiple IO devices. So all these IO devices are connected in the form of groups. So for every group there will be a certain priority level, and further the device which are in the first group and all the devices are connected with a common interrupt request line, and whereas acknowledgement line has to be propagated throughout, and the several such groups of devices are connected to the processor 1. So here every group will be having a different priority level, and they are connected in the form of daisy chain mechanism. So therefore, so this mechanism gives both the opportunities. So that is, the set of devices which are having a more priorities will be getting a service first, and among that the one which is very closest to the processor is going to get a service once it goes to a daisy chain mechanism. So the one which is very close to the processor is going to get service first. So one set of devices which is having a highest priority, all those set of IO devices are going to get serviced, and it comes to the second level which is having a less priority compared to the previous one. So all such kind of IO devices are going to get a service for the second time, and so on. So hence it is going to reduce the number of wires. So there will be no individual separate interrupt request line as well as interrupt acknowledgement line from each and every IO devices. So only few set of lines will be provided from a group of IO devices. So that is interrupt request line and interrupt acknowledgement line. So as soon as every IO device in a group will be checked whether it requires service or not. If it does not require service, the acknowledgement line will be propagated to the second device, and so on. So this is going to achieve both the thing, less number of wires as well as a better the device which is having a highest priority is going to get the service first, because we are assigning a priority level for every groups of IO devices that are connected. So therefore, in case of daisy chain, no doubt we are going to minimize the number of wires, but the one which is very near to the processor may get service, even though the other devices which is having a urgent service has to wait. So that is, both the things are now resolved. So this happens in case of when we are going to combine both the things, that is, a simultaneous request can be done. So the conclusion is, we have discussed simultaneous request. So that is, we have discussed daisy chain mechanism. Also we have made a comparison between daisy chain mechanism and priority scheme. So further both the schemes are combined together to form a arrangement of priority groups. So these things are discussed in this lecture. Thank you.